Yeah, apologies for the time of day. I know it's horribly early. But,
Yeah.
why Burnley? How did all of this start?
I mean, I've been interested in football for a very long time, especially Premier League football. I mean, promotion, relegation is the highs and the lows of it. The consequences are incredible. So we've been looking for a club for a long time, and we knew that once we found the right opportunity, we were going to go all in. So we took our time, and Burnley checked every single box. I mean, been around since 1882. Old, hard-working mill town, you know, just tough people who are so passionate and loving of their club. And Alan Pace and his vision, and Vincent Kompany and his vision, and what they've been able to do, it's the perfect fit.
And you've just called it football. I thought you
Yes,
might be
you
calling it
said
soccer
football.
because you are a American football player, but you've gone native in Burnley.
Trust me, I've learned what to do and what not to do very quickly. And I'm trying to, that's one of the biggest things that my wife and I want to do over here is there's so much history and tradition. We want to respect and honor that. I mean, the club's been around since 1882. It's going to be here long after we're gone. All we want to do is help tell their story and really show people what Burnley's about.
And you say you've learned what to do, what not to do. What have you learned so far?
I mean, I've learned that the history, the tradition, the supporters, it's all about respecting and honoring that. You never want to come in and try and do something that's not true to who the club is and to who the people of Burnley are. And I think that's the thing that we're most trying to do is show people what real Burnley's about. I mean, I did a pub crawl yesterday on my way to the stadium. So I started at the Royal Dyche, I worked my way down to the Vintage Claret, all the way up to Turf Moor, and just getting to know the supporters. I just want to earn their trust by showing them how much we care and how passionate we are.
I bet they love you.
I've never heard anybody trying to justify a pub crawl. Quite,
yeah, I mean,
I'm immersing myself.
Yeah, it's research. I'm doing research. Lots of pints of Guinness along the way, but it was a lot of fun, and it was really good to get to know them on a personal level, and hopefully they get to know us as well.
We're even more grateful for you getting up early now.
Oh, yeah. There were more than a few pints last night, and I have a feeling tonight might be similar.
The journey you've made from the States to English soccer, football.
Football.
Oh, look at you now.
No, I'm just trying to, sort of culturally respect you. It's a journey that we've seen so much over the last few months with Ryan Reynolds and Robert McElhenney and Wrexham. Have you had any contact with them about how they've done it and they've won over the fans?
Yeah. So I've spoken to Ryan about it, and he's been great. I mean, they've done an unbelievable job with what they've done there. And the number one thing we spoke about was how it's so tribalistic over here, how the supporters, it's not an option. You are born somewhere and you are born into that club, and you support that club wholeheartedly. Nothing will ever change that, and you have to respect that. And it is different. Over in America, we have fantasy football. We have all these things where people support multiple teams and different things. And trust me, I'm not immune to it. When I started watching the Premier League, I was a Chelsea fan. There's no denying that. I don't deny that in any capacity, but the opportunity here and the ability to have an impact at a club and to be able to actually help make a difference, it's different when you're able to do it at a club like Burnley.
Let me just understand that. So in America, people would support a selection of clubs.
So especially now with fantasy football and everything, you can support multiple players on multiple teams, and you can kind of pick and choose how you do it. Yeah, it's become a little bit different. There's still your die-hard fans, but it is changing slightly.
We saw your wife, Kaylee, in the clip and referred to her. She's crucial to this, isn't it? Because she's a soccer/football player.
Yeah, so she's been there since the start of the Women's League in America. And so she was there in the early days and saw how much work there was to do there. And she's been through 10, 11 years of playing in that league, and she's seen it grow and she's seen it succeed. So we want to help Burnley's women's program as well succeed and grow and get up to that level. And obviously women's football over here has done incredibly. I just saw the FA Cup final for the women has sold out Wembley. I mean, that's unbelievable progress, and there's still so much more to do, so we're very excited about helping Burnley women grow as well.
And your wife seems to, how can I put this, she's a little bit more of an expert than you are.
Oh,
maybe.
she is. She is. I fancied myself an expert at first, and then I've told the story before, but during COVID, we had a field in our backyard so she could train. And so, I mean, she needed a keeper, and so I stepped in. I said, no problem, I'll step in as keeper. I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. She is very, very good.
We talked about Wrexham, and people have welcomed that and loved it. But I know there are some cynics out there who always say, this is this is going to come and go.
Of course.
And these Americans, they've seen Ted Lasso, and they like the story, and then give it a couple of years, and they'll all go home and do something else. What do you say to the cynics? The
I would say I understand your cynicism. If I was in your shoes, I'd be cynical as well. There's no reason not to be from that perspective. Time will tell. I think the proof is in the pudding. I think that's the reason that my wife and I have been here twice in 90 days. We've made the trip over twice. We were trying to go out into the community. We're trying to ingrain ourselves. We've been to the local food bank. We've been to the local charity. We've met with local government officials. We're trying to make sure that we understand everything and we understand what this community needs and wants so that we can help improve it for the long term.
And what does that community want from you, do you think? What does the community need?
I think part of it, what we've learned from talking to the people, and it's fascinating being in Burnley, is they want people to understand how special the place is, how friendly it is, how great the people are there, and they want somebody to help tell their story.